What is up, my fellow Romans, and welcome back to Bath City with me, NG Paradox. Now, we're into March now. We're quite a way through the season at the moment. Hopefully we can get things going, and hopefully you can see what the situation is at the club. This month we also did get some new youth players. Really good to see some new players coming into the club. Last time, obviously, we did get Ashton, who, personally for me, was a pretty good find. I don't normally get very good youth players for my teams. I don't know why. I don't know what it is like for you. I don't know how often you guys get good youth players, but I hardly ever get suitable youth players. This season was kind of more normal for that. As you can see here are all the youth players we've got. Obviously, some of them from last season still. But as you can see here, nothing particularly amazing. Even their potential isn't that great. The best player we got this year was a lad called Jack Jenkins. And as you can see here, he plays on the wing, very similar to Ashton, but nowhere near as good as Ashton when he first came to the club. So very disappointed in the youth prospects, but that's kind of normal for me. I normally don't get the best youth prospects, so it's kind of normal, but it's a shame. I think we were kind of, what's the word for it, over-treated with Ashton, you know. I had Ashton last time, I was thinking, oh, here we go, some good youth players. That isn't always going to happen, especially with a team like Bath. We probably don't have the money invested into our youth at the moment. But let's go over what's happened in the last month. Last time we were here, we played against Poole, the team with the two dolphins having sex, of course. After that, we played against Concord. And in this game, we won 2-0. So it's a very good game for us. Concord were further down in the table. We were expecting to beat them, but Concord actually played really well. I was quite surprised that we managed to kind of steal the win here. Fleetwood getting 2 goals. I said it in the last video, and I'll say it again. I'm still not using the lone striker we brought in, Low, just because Fleetwood is just on fire. He scores in most games. I mean, he's just playing really well, and because of his age, I really want to keep playing him. I feel like we should, because I feel like he deserves to have a good chance this season at maybe getting, you know, around maybe the top 3 goal scorers. I would love to see that, and there's definitely a possibility of that. I think, if I remember correctly, we'll check that later. But I can't drop him. He just keeps scoring. He's actually got 521 appearances for Wales. That was obviously a very, very long time ago. When he played for Cardiff, probably, actually. Yeah. Had a potentially bright future, but he's showing it here at Bath. He can at least be a legend for us at Bath. He's a favoured personnel, after all, apparently, by the fans. After that, we played against Gosport. Gosport, again, were further down in the table. I think they were much further down in the table, so we did expect to beat them, but they beat us 2-1. I couldn't believe it. This is the game when I was coming in, I was like, okay, this game is ours. They only had 399 people in attendance. 399 people, that's like half what we would normally get. So they obviously don't have many fans, they're not playing that well, but somehow they beat us here. Fleetwood scoring, again, which is really nice. He scored the first goal, but Gospel managed to get 2 goals in the second half, thanks to a lad called Tony Lee. Don't know much about this lad. He's quite young, got some good potential there, as we can see. His stats don't look too bad, you know, he probably could develop into a good young player. His numbers, though, aren't very good, though. That is terrible, yeah. Maybe he's not good. Maybe he's not good after all. He just got lucky against us. I don't know. After that, we played against Oxford City. And we won 2-1. That's what we wanted to see. Winning 2-1, I think, against Oxford City was very good. Again, a team below us. We're kind of expecting to beat them. Pretty even as usual overall. Billy Murphy scoring. Billy Murphy doesn't score many goals, but when he does score goals, they're normally pretty nice. This was a pretty nice goal, if I remember correctly. I might just try and load up the highlight. If I remember, this was actually a pretty nice goal. Really long-range effort, but that's what Murphy's like. He doesn't score many because of his position in midfield, as we can see here. Was that it? No, maybe it wasn't the best one then. Okay, no, it wasn't. It wasn't the goal I was thinking of. That was not great. That was not the goal I was thinking of. There was another game I played where he scored an amazing goal, and this is actually the other game. I want to go back to Oxford City. So you can see here, after that, Hunter scored the winning goal. So Hunter on form in that match. After that game, we played in the quarterfinals of the FA Trophy, and we lost 3-2 to Billakay, however you want to pronounce it. Quite disappointed in this game. I really wanted to get to the semi-final of the FA Trophy, and when we got assigned this team, I thought, okay, it's two, Vanarama League North teams. That means we have a good potential to get into the semi-final. Most of the teams in there were the National League teams, so I thought those are quite hard teams. We got drawn with this team, and I thought, okay, this is a good opportunity. Then I could film the semi-finals, and if we could get to the final, film the final. But we lost. I couldn't... Very frustrating match. Fleetwood scored again. Brendan Kinnan scored as well. But we got an own goal very early on. Then they scored at half-time, right after Brendan Kinnan scored, making it 2-2 as it went to half-time rather than 2-1. And then Chris Asabolonga scored. Wait a sec. Is he related to the Nottingham Forest player? The Nottingham Forest striker? Their names look the same. Maybe it's slightly the same. Asabolonga. It looks really similar. It should tell you information. No, I don't see anything. I think I probably got to scout him to find out. But he could be related to the guy in the Nottingham Forest. He's a pretty good striker, one with a lot of potential, actually. The reason I think you haven't seen him leave Nottingham Forest is probably because he's quite important for Nottingham Forest. They won't let him go unless a team offers a lot of money. And a lot of teams, especially lower Premier League teams, are not willing to spend a lot of money on a player if he's not, shall we say, Premier League experience. They want to make sure that he's a player that has proven himself in the Premier League, and obviously he never has. So he's never got to be able to make that step up, sadly. Sometimes teams do, of course. Some players from the Championship do make their way being bought by a team in the Premier League, but they're normally quite expensive because they're important to those teams. It's very sad to see that. I remember there was a player, I think it was Whittingham. If any of you know the Cardiff City team, there's a player called Whittingham. He's pretty good. Actually, I could just show you, can't I? He's pretty good, and I always wanted him to go to the Premier League, but he never really... Oops. Well, we could go back to England. But he never really got a chance because to buy him would be so expensive. And when Cardiff did get into the Premier League, what happened really was that he played really well, actually. I thought he was quite a good player, especially in the Premier League and at his age. Sadly, when they got promoted, though, he was kind of too old. Really? And he's not... Is he not there anymore? Oh, no. Did they let him go? Whittingham. That'd be a shame. Did he leave already in real life? I don't know. There we go, Peter Whittingham. He's a free agent. Wow. So Peter Whittingham, I always thought he was a really good player for Cardiff. But when he got into the Premier League, he was already like hitting 30. I think, if I remember correctly. But he played really well, I thought, on the Premier League team. But no team would ever come to buy him because by that age, he was already a bit too old. And he was too important to Cardiff, so that they would only let him go for a big price. And there's no way he'd be willing to pay that. Real shame. Then again, maybe he loved playing for Cardiff. I don't know. We should probably scout him. I don't think he'd come to our team, but you never know. He's probably been a free agent since, like, September. So he's probably been a free agent for a while. Who knows? I always did like him, actually. He was one of those Championship team players where I thought, I really want to see him play in the Premier League. There are actually quite a lot of those players. The Championship these days is really, really good. There's some great players in the Championship these days. But after those games, we have been placed into third, as you can see here. So it's not really improved at all. We lost a couple of games over the last month, and we drew a game, of course, so it wasn't a great month. We've fallen behind now from first place. We're now 8 points behind. There's 6, 7, 8 games. There's 8 games still to go, so we still have a chance to catch up. And we do play Boreham Wood in this month, but I think it's very unlikely now. I think we're kind of set into just getting this playoff position. Also, we are now 13 points safe in the playoffs, so I think we can definitely feel secure. We've definitely got a playoff position. It's just such a shame that we're not even being competitive for that automatic position. Then again, you never know. Last season, Wealdstone did have a terrible end of season. Who knows? Maybe both of them will. We can only keep our fingers crossed. I'm going to keep that idea alive. We're going to keep trying to play to win, Because, you know, if we lose games, it doesn't really matter. We're not going to fall out of those playoff positions. I'd be very, very angry if somehow we did, but I think it's extremely unlikely. But I'm just like, we've done it. We've got the playoff position. That is amazing. I'm really happy with the team overall this season. Fleetwood is actually drawing third for top goal scorer. 1 goal away from first. But it's very competitive, as you can see. So that is one reason why I'm keeping him in. Even though he was injured for quite a while as well. Kiernan is also on the list for most assists. So very good for these players overall. We haven't got top clean sheets or anything, which is a shame. But you can't have everything. Today, though, we're up against Weston-super-Mare. For the live commentary, we're going to take down that seagull. Eat it for breakfast. So today, the team is kind of what you expect. Fleetwood is still up front, even though he's meant to be terrible compared to Lowe. Also, obviously, his stuff is not great, as you can see here. He's not great in any position apart from defensive forward. It just doesn't suit the team, though. Defensive forward just doesn't suit us, and he keeps scoring. Look at that, you know. 7 rates in the last 5 games. 22 goals in 35 games. Pretty good for what he is perceived to be. And we better put this to attack. We are at home. We've nothing to lose now at the moment. We need to win games to keep up with those main teams. It's the players you know and love. But that's because I trust them. I trust them very, very strongly. I feel like if we go up into the league above us, if we did get promotion, which is looking very difficult right now, have to go through the hardships of the playoffs. Oh, it's going to be horrible. I'm going to have to record 3 of those 3 playoff games if we do get through the semi-final. It's going to be so anxious. I'm going to have to put the highlights higher or something, aren't I? For those important games. We're favourites here, so we should try and encourage the team to push on. Let's do it for the fans, you know? We've probably got the playoff position. We're probably not playing for much at the moment. At least play for the fans, guys. At least play for them. And let's jump in. Yeah, I feel like this team could do well in the league above. Not great. I don't think they could get promoted automatically straight away again. But I do think they could do with not getting relegated. I think if we got promoted, they could come like, you know, 15th, maybe 16th possibly in that league. I really trust them that much. But we'll just have to hope that we can get up there and prove that test. But it could be another season away. Another season in the lower league. The thing is, though, like I said in the last episode, we did get a job offer by a team in the league above. So it does show that I'm getting a lot of recognition by teams seeing how well we're doing with Bath. And for a lower league team, you know, other teams, when they sack their manager, they're going to eat that up. They want a manager who can meet expectations at least. So there is a chance we could always move away, but I am loving playing for Bath. I like what we've made here. Offer encouragement. We can still can't match with a win today. Didn't do much. But yeah. So I'd love to stay at Bath, but playing another season in the bottom league does feel like a bit of a rough patch. When I could just go up and jump on a team in a higher league most likely. But we'll just have to see. We'll have to see. I say, my hope is that I stay, but I don't want it to be too long in the lowest league. And come on, guys, get a goal. What was that? We're already on to the 60th minute. Hardly nothing has happened. Okay, Kim, come on, show them what they're meant to be. He's looking nervous, but he's losing some of his condition. And I don't think he's been playing that well, to be honest. Hunter's looking frustrated, which is never usually a good sign, so let's take him off. He's a very emotional player. And we need a goal, so I'm going to bring on Lowe. Yeah, we have to get a goal here. Yeah, the defenders aren't looking too bad, so let's take on him. And again, he's exactly like Fleetwood. He's not good at like any positions. Please, guys, come on. You can do this. You got to keep up with those big teams. Look, if you can get a win here, you'll be on 66. You'll only be 6 points away from Boreham Wood. That's better than it was before. You just need 1 goal. Except Boreham Wood have now scored, so actually, if you draw this game, you're going to fall behind. We'll definitely have to just make do with the playoff position. Let's see, come on. If you can win this game, it makes the next game against... I think Boreham Wood is the next game. That'll make that match really interesting. Because that could then start their decline if they get bad morale. Kiernan grabbing the ball there. Kim with the ball. Up to Lowe. He's got it up to Ashton. Ashton! Oh, you could have been a hero, Ashton. The young boy. Good effort, though. I have to admit, very good effort. He got very good position there. He got the ball. Very good effort. Just had to be a bit higher, maybe. Probably would have gone straight into that top corner. Very big shame there. And Bourne would have drawn again, but it looks like we're going to draw as well. So still, things are still open in a way to what could happen. Weldson have just drawn as well. So it looks like we're just keeping things as they were. But that would have been a great opportunity then to win, to catch up with those two teams. I don't know what's going on at the moment. Every time I do a session where I do a live commentary, we just play really boringly and getting nil-nils at the moment. You should be winning these matches. Yeah, that's not good enough. Not going to be aggressive against them, but still. Look at that. If we'd got a win there, we'd be 3 points behind Weldstone, and we'd be 5 points behind Bourne Wood. That would have been great success. We really need to be playing better than that. We really have to. I mean, not just to get points. Obviously, I say I'm kind of making do with the fact we're probably just going to get a playoff position, which I'm very happy with. That is to me is a massive success. Especially the media prediction was 15th. How? How was that? But yeah, very happy how things have gone. I just wish we won that game, made things so much more competitive, more fun at the top. Over the next month, though, we've got a few games. Next, we're playing against Boreham Wood. If we lose against them there, it's definitely decided. And then we're going to play against Truro. After that, we'll play against Welling. And for next month, the first game would be Merthyr. So we'll play against them for the next game next month. They're quite low down the table, 14th. So hopefully we can actually score some goals in that match. I apologise. The last, you look at that, 0-0. Poole was 0-0. What was the game before that? 0-0. It's been 3-0-0 live commentaries. God damn you, Bath. And then before that, wasn't it 1-0 again? I really apologise. The live commentaries have been pretty lackluster. The last few live commentaries. What was the one before that? The 11th. 2-1. There you go. The last game was against St. Albans, where we actually had a fun live commentary. That was ages ago. I apologise for that. There's nothing I can do. It's the game. It's not random, but you know, you can't stop that. But yeah, after you guys go, get on with your day. Hope you have a good one, and I hope you guys return for the next part. Please, guys, come on. Fleetwood score against Boreham Wood. Brendan assist. Murphy pass against Boreham Wood. Win that match. That would be great. That would be a great place to go. Please.